Hello everybody and welcome to this tutorial on yet another opportunity to come and work for the EU institutions. We have published a competition to select lawyer linguists or legal revisers. Now this is a very specific job within the EU environment. A lawyer linguist is basically a person with a law degree who can translate and revise texts from two EU languages into another EU language. And I'll explain you all the details in the next few minutes. We have published on our website this infographic showing you the 5 different steps to take to become a successful candidate. So in the next few slides I will walk you through these 5 different steps. This competition is actually a set of 8 different competitions, as you can see, in 8 different target languages. And you see the number of successful candidates mentioned there as well. You as a candidate, you can only apply for one of these 8 competitions, basically depending on the degree that you have. Because when we speak about the eligibility criteria, first of all, you need, of course, a university degree in law. To be more specific, if you want to take part in the Danish language competition, you need a degree in Danish law. If you want to take part in the German language competition, you need a degree in German or Austrian law. For English, it would be a degree in Irish law, in Maltese law, and in some cases also a UK law degree is accepted. For the Estonian competition, obviously you need a degree in Estonian law, then in Croatian law. For the Dutch language competition, we accept a law degree from the Netherlands and from Belgium, but if you have a Belgian law degree, it should be the Dutch language Belgian law degree. And then, of course, the Romanian law degree and the Slovenian law degree also give you access to these competitions. So, as said, you need a degree in one of those law degrees. In principle, you do not need professional experience. The only exception is that when you completed university studies of only 3 years, then you need to prove an additional professional experience of at least 1 year in legal matters. You find all the details clearly explained in the notice of competition published on this website as well. So please read carefully this document to see if you qualify or if you are eligible for this competition. Then, of course, there is a set of language criteria. You need to master 3 EU languages, and you see the whole table explained here. You need your first language to be on level C2, and language 2 and 3 should be at level C1. Now, these levels are just indicative, so you do not have to prove your language knowledge by any certificate or any means. Just sitting the tests in these languages and being successful is enough proof for us that you master these languages on a level sufficient to be able to do the job. So in this table you see that if you take part in the English language competition, your language 1 obviously must be English, and for languages 2 and 3 you have the choice among the remaining 23 languages to choose from. If you take part in any of the other 7 language competitions, your second language must be English, and for the third language you have the choice among the remaining 22 languages. Now, how does the selection procedure look like? There are basically 3 phases. There's an application phase during which you can apply for this competition. Now, there is a novelty here. You have to apply through what we call the single candidate portal. This is a new application system that we have recently started to use. So you do not any longer apply through the EPSO account, but through this new account that you need to create in the single candidate portal. Everything is explained on the apply page of this competition. Then, of course, there is a set of tests to take, 4 of them. You see them listed on this page here. You will sit these 4 tests in one single day. You will sit them remotely, so you do not have to travel to a test center. You don't have to come to Brussels or to the capital in your country. You basically take these tests from your home computer. Once you have taken all tests, we will notify you, of course, about the results. And then the successful candidates can be recruited by either the European Parliament, the Council of the EU, or the European Commission. Now, let's dig a bit deeper into these different phases here. As said, everything starts with an application phase. You need to create this account in the single candidate portal. As said, you can apply in any of the 24 languages. You should validate your application by the 10th of April this year. And then we will invite you to upload your supporting documents, basically your degree, and if need be, your proofs of professional experience by the 15th of September. Once you have applied, we will invite you to this series of tests, and everything starts with a first test where we assess your reasoning skills. We test your numerical, verbal, and abstract reasoning skills in a multiple choice question format. You can sit this test in any of the 24 languages, so it's not restricted to your language 1, 2, and 3. You can take it in any of the 24 languages. You see the number of questions that we ask mentioned here, also the duration and the scoring is mentioned. Note that there will be a combined pass score of 15 out of 30, which you have to reach. If you do not reach this pass score, you're out. If you do reach it, or if you have more than the required pass score, you stay in the running for a place on the list of successful candidates. I suggest you train this very well. You find sample tests on our website where you can train these 3 different kinds of tests. You get to know the level of difficulty of these questions. Remind you that this test is taken under time duration, so basically there is a certain duration allocated to all these tests to try and work on your speed to solve these questions. The second test is an EU law test, where we of course assess your knowledge of EU law. You sit this test in the competition language. This time there's also a pass score of 15 out of 30, which you must reach minimum, but you should try and score as highly as possible. I will come back to the importance of high scores when I explain you the whole scoring of the different tests. The third test is a revision test, and as you can see, if you take part in the English language test, you will sit this test in your language 1. If, however, you take part in a competition in any of the other 7 languages, you will both be tested in your language 1 and 2, and you see the detail below on this slide. So for the English competition, you basically need to revise a text which is drafted in English. For the other languages, you will first of all need to revise a text which is translated from English into your competition language. And in addition, you also need to translate the parts in this text that have not been translated yet. Okay, pass score 50 out of 100, which is the minimum, but again you need to try and score as highly as possible here. The fourth test is a language comprehension test. Again, for English, we test your comprehension of language 2, and for all other languages, including the English competition, we then also make you sit a test where we test the comprehension of your language 3. Okay, you see again the number of questions and the duration allocated to this test. So to sum up, how does the scoring work? First of all, you need to pass the reasoning skills test. Okay, this score does not count in the overall score, but you need to pass it. You need to reach at least 15 out of 30. For the EU law test, this score that you obtain will have a weight of 30% in the overall score. For the revision test, the weight is 50% of the overall score. Then for the comprehension test for English, it's 2 times 10% for language 2 and language 3. And for the other languages, it's 20% for the language 3 comprehension test. So this will give you the overall score. And the highest scoring people are the ones that end up on the so-called reserve list or list of successful candidates. And these people can then be hired by the Parliament, the Commission, and the Council of the EU. If you still have questions, please do read the notice of competition very carefully, because it will answer probably all your questions. Everything is detailedly explained in this document. If you still have questions left over for us, please reach out to us. You can do so through the contact form on our website, and then we easily answer you in a very fast way. Also follow EU Careers on our social media channels and stay up to date on this and other opportunities that we will publish in the future. I wish you all the best of luck for this competition and hope to see you soon in some other tutorial. Bye bye.